I'm bored, alone, and breaking out, so you're coming with me to the museum.
Welcome to my first YouTube video ever!
You know, honestly, it's so much easier to pretend you're in a YouTube video when you're like doing your makeup in front of a mirror than actually being in front of the camera. What's up? So today we're going to an exhibition! Yeah! Because nothing makes me happier than taking myself on solo dates. Anyways, today we are going to an exhibition at Somerset House, which is all about pop culture. And then I'm hoping that it inspires the creative juices in my brain. And the aim is to make a work in response to the exhibition. And hopefully that's what you'll be seeing on this channel if I had the motivation to continue, because I have ADHD. Hello. Let's get out of it. But not in this fit. Ladies? There's no ladies here, what am I saying? That was a pretty bomb transition. And now, I decide which playlist I'm taking with me. Soundtrack today is going to be Sun Music. It's an array of different songs. We've got Bob Marley and the Wailers, which I'm excited to hear. Let's go! Before delving into what I thought about the exhibition, I thought I'd just talk about like the general space of it all. It's in Somerset House, it's open until August, and since it's part of the free exhibitions at Somerset House, it is quite smaller in comparison to the paid ones. However, I think of this as an advantage because it allows you more time to really explore the ideas, and it's a lot stronger because all the works that they curate are like filled with that intent. And it's equally as impressive. You know, the design of the gallery and the exhibition is just stunning. I love the vibrancy and I love the artists that they always pick, and pop culture wasn't one which disappointed me. Honestly, it started making me question immediately what actually makes a shrine. I mean, here immediately you're hit with that idea of it looks like a shrine, but it's not. It's titled Dream Girl, and this was actually commissioned specifically for this exhibition, where the artist developed on an existing idea. And here you can see kind of turn around to the room, and is that Ray from Neon Genesis Evangelion? Also, you see, like, it's this thing of pilgrimage. Again, religious, but here we're doing a religious pilgrimage, not really to a real saint, but to Andy Warhol's grave. And we see all these collections, this woman collecting and taking pictures at tons of different celebrity graveyards. Also, I got sidetracked. That was an interactive aspect, and I tried to show the paper, but I realized the lighting, you can't see anything. But anyways, Holy Pop flips this idea of shrines with religion and pilgrimage and looks at it through the lens of fan culture. Celebrity memorials, collections, objects that we keep because they belonged to someone we admired. And these pilgrimages to places associated with musicians, actors, and our beloved artists. And suddenly, religious shrines and fan culture shrines aren't that different. There's a quote that they used at the start by Thomas Hirschhorn, which says, "A fan is someone who loves absolutely without having to communicate or justify this." And I think that honestly is such a perfect sentence to sum up the entire exhibition. Because the fan culture isn't necessarily about being recognized by the person you're admiring, but it's about this devotion, collecting, remembering, and preserving, as we can see in this Prince collection with over 260 pieces. It's creating little rituals around someone or something that becomes meaningful to you, and in that way becomes a part of your identity. And I really liked how they described a modern shrine as a quote-unquote vessel for identity, a connection for comfort and care, arguing that admiration and mourning can bring strangers together and create communities. I got so distracted by Morrissey nipples, so we all have to see it. But anyways, it was an idea that really stuck with me, because I don't think shrines are devotional religious objects as we think. It's more physical evidence of what we decide is worth remembering. And in this case, what's worth remembering is the celebrities, the heroes, those who influenced them to even start collecting. This room absolutely threw me off, though. I'm not gonna lie. It was like submerged in darkness, and you're never gonna guess what this was. A piece of chewed gum by a very famous musician who I just blanked out on the name. Whoops. But anyways, that was Holy Pop. And it really ends up asking what we value enough to preserve. What deserves space in our homes, our memory, and our identity? And why do we form such strong emotional bonds with people who have absolutely no idea we exist? It's such an uncomfortable question, especially in this cusp of like this digital world where being parasocial is so much more attainable, but it's also quite beautiful. I mean, especially since fan culture has historically been diminished as shallow whenever it's associated with young women, whether that's Beatlemania, One Directioners, or even Taylor Swift fans. Yet, throughout history, we've accepted other forms of devotion without questioning them nearly as much. Why is one considered irrational and a girlish crush while the other becomes heritage? Who decides what is important to preserve other than yourself? And that comparison honestly felt so radical. And I really enjoyed that the exhibition didn't just include literal fan shrines, but also conceptual artworks, which I found a lot more engaging because it kind of just made me want to look more, which is ironic since the exhibition is literally about fan shrines. But it really made me think about what we choose to value, and what about the undervalued, or the ones which we don't actually even manage to understand. So without further ado, introducing the star of my fan shrine. So actually this fuck-ass fish, I saw it in Barcelona in the aquarium, and it's just really stayed in my head. So I wanted to make a shrine dedicated to this weird fish that I saw for like a couple of minutes, because I think it's worthy of being remembered. So I started off with some collaging, making the base of my Ita bag. Funnily enough, this is recycled. This is a gift store bag that I got from Barcelona when I was buying a 10th bajillionth postcard because I love sticking them in my notebook. But here I am cutting out the frame, and the back panel is going to be kind of the base. And then for the plastic, I had a genius idea, which meant ripping open a fresh pack of stickers. I actually loved using these. But what I typically do is that I save the sticker plastic because I like to use it either as flaps in my sketchbook, or in this case, it's become a screen. Just like the traditional Ita bags, you have a visual screen so you can see through it. And then what was left to do except cut my gorgeous fuck-ass fish. And I did. And it took me a while, but look at it. Look at it in all its glory. And then again, I'm such a no waste girly that I actually used the cutout scraps from the fish to create these little stars. And then from the exhibition, the it's not engraving, but I ended up using those as little keychains, and look how stunning it is! I also added little ruffles, C-scale ruffles, but I love it, and I feel like it's such a cute little shrine. And I'm sorry, model, back, pause. Oh, you just think I'm looking at a sketchbook? Oh, hold up. Yeah, that's a purse. Yeah, that's an Ita bag to my fuck-ass fish. Yeah, who do you think you are? Look, I'm kidding. Okay. I'm joining with you guys. See you later.